everybody. How you doing?
Good. My name's John Reilly. I'm your police chief. I'm going to keep this really simple because I think my message is very simple. Probably in 2005 and 2006, we had a total of 51 sworn police officers here at the police department. We currently have 40, including me. So it's a little bit greater than a 20% reduction in manpower here at the police department. We attend to roughly 31,000 calls annually, and although the numbers have decreased, the calls have not. We are dangerously close on some nights to not being able to send somebody to an emergency call. For those of you or those people who don't believe that we're not, this isn't a hotbed of crime, I need to tell you that crime happens everywhere. My job is not to scare you, it's to make you aware that there are thousands of examples that happen day in and day out whereby there's a serious accident on one side of town and then someone's breaking into a house on the other side of town. We have allocated all of our personnel to those two calls, and then God forbid and a medical emergency happens and or another domestic call happens, we could not be responding to that as quickly as we would like. As the personnel cuts have taken place, we've eradicated two shifts. We've reallocated our personnel to be balanced on every one of the 3 shifts we have. But I will tell you that the number of calls that has come in has not changed. The Department of Justice did a study about 12 years ago. I'm not really sure on the number. It was roughly around 12 years ago that indicated what a police department should have with regards to personnel resources. And our population being north of $28,000, the Department of Justice would spit out a number saying that we should have 50 people. Okay, and as I told you before, we have 40. A couple of recent examples, I'm not going to sit here and tell war stories all day, but a couple of recent examples was not too long ago there was and I've said this in front of the Board of Selectmen as well, so not too long ago there was an armed robbery at a gas station in Taunton, and of course all area police departments are looking out for the guy, and of course as luck would have it, he jumps off at exit 5 on 95, and one of our officers, actually Lieutenant Gould as a matter of fact, was able to spot the car and stop it, and we basically sent our entire shift down into the falls to help him out and make sure that nobody got hurt. At the very same time, a very serious accident took place on the south end of town, and we had to take people away from that situation, which was handled very, very professionally, and allocate our resources down to that situation. Another incident, there was a very serious domestic involving knives and people literally jumping out of second-story windows. And at the same time, 2 people had come, this is after midnight, 2 people had come to our vicinity and started breaking into businesses. So you can only imagine that when officers are trying to handle one thing and something else happens, it becomes very trying sometimes. And sometimes it is a matter of life and death. What I'm terrified about and what is putting gray hairs on my head is not only the safety of the public, but it's the safety of the officers that work for me. That's a real tragedy if something were to happen then. But I need my message to be clear to everyone. We are not going to stop responding to calls. We have since all this started, and we will continue to. We will do our best, and we will go down swinging. However, an override with regards to the police department would mean that we could staff our department with enough people to keep everybody safe.